Okay, I'm back. Lighting is terrible. My office is messier, I think, than it was when we first moved in, so everything is going in the right direction. So, this is the first war of Season 13 for Loki. I figured I'm going to start doing videos for this season. I might stop at some point. I wanted to do videos for last season, but I just couldn't commit the time. I had some issues recording some stuff and just decided that it was not worth it. So I actually have some issues recording two fights in this war that are not going to be included in this video because of that. But my first fight here is Morningstar. Ultimately, this is just a fight that I want to get through to get to the good stuff. So I will be taking Spider-Gwen Mini on node 23. After this fight, that's why I boost prior. I might not have boosted, or certainly would not have used max boost if I was just taking this fight to clear out node 20 mini boss. So this fight is sped up quite a bit. It's a pretty straightforward fight. I am just trying to bait out the L1, parry heavy as much as possible. I prefer to play cap, parry heavy, and just save for my L3. I know that there are a lot of people that like the big sexy L2, but I like to get that extra kinetic charge when I'm playing him through the L3. So anyway, I make one little minor slip up here. I miss the L2 evade. You'll see right here, I get hit with the last portion of that. So I lost, 15% of my health because of that. But yeah, I do have my team. Let's talk about my team while I'm pounding this lady into the ground there. First, let's look at this big sexy maniac. Man, that guy is just so loaded. He's probably my favorite champ of the game, I think I've decided that. But yeah, so my team is Venom for Spider-Gwen, and then I brought Cap and Killmonger for the skilled teammate synergy for Cap. I will be taking Medusa on node 27, which is encroaching stun. I think that Cap with a skilled teammate, if he's at Sig 200, is maybe the best matchup in the entire game for that node. He will just automatically shrug off that stun as long as he's got a kinetic. In the way that I play Cap, saving my specials, he's always going to have kinetics. So anyway, here, this is going to be, this is the first time that I've taken this fight. They do have the dodge defensive tactic here, so that's why we are using Venom, just to be super, super smart and safe. I could have used Killmonger, obviously, but I, would have, if I messed up evading like an L1 or punishing an L1 or a special or something like that, then that could have been a little bit of trouble for me. So it's pretty straightforward with Venom. Spider Champs obviously cannot evade Venom at all, so it is literally just, I don't know, like rookie level stuff. Now, my masteries for this war and probably for the season are going to be without any suicides at all. So I do lose some damage on that, and on some of the mini boss nodes, these champs obviously have really super boosted health. So that'll actually come into play a little bit at the end of this video when I take one of the final mini bosses on Mini Island. So pretty straightforward again. I'm just going to end this fight with an L3. I really love Venom. I just ranked Venom last week, I think, for War. And then I pulled Corvus for the first time, so that was kind of funny. But I think I would have ranked Venom regardless, even if I pulled Corv prior. I just think that for me, Venom has the most use. So this is a little section where there are two fights missing. Unfortunately, the Medusa on node 27 fight, which is one that I really wanted to show you guys, that is gone. My iPhone, ever since I updated it, I think other people have been having this issue too, but I will click on record, and sometimes it doesn't start recording. It'll just stop automatically before it starts, that kind of thing. That's what happens. I didn't check because I was on the same set of boosts as those first two fights that you guys just saw, but I took Medusa with Cap on node 27, and then on node 34, which is the follow-up fight to that, I had a Hyperion. I did use an invulnerability boost for both of those fights, just to be safe, and I ended up taking an L3 from Hyperion, just because he was being stingy, but yeah, pretty straightforward. This fight is actually, in hindsight, was the toughest fight of the entire war for me. So, like, getting True Strike was not very difficult. Obviously, I just parried because they're running Max Limber, KenOB. Just parry, one hit, play it super safe, and then baited out that first L1. Now, on this node 52, she does get 200% regeneration and power gain. So when she throws an L1, she's getting back twice the amount of power that she would normally get. So you'll see her power bar go up from an L1 all the way up to an L2, or from an L2 all the way up to an L2. So you really got to be careful on this fight. You don't want her to throw a special and then to get that power surge and like end up at an L3. So that would be bad. So I'm just playing it super, super patiently here. Obviously, I'm holding my specials. This node also has strike back. I do not want to give her any additional power here. And my thought process was I should be building some bleeds here. If I get over 15, then I'll be able to use that L3, and I can do a lot of bleed damage. But I don't seem to be getting many bleeds. So, like, there's one, but I don't know how many I ended up getting. I'm not going to go back and count. It doesn't really matter. But this fight ended up taking a lot longer than I expected. And there was a point I was a little bit worried that I could be at risk of timing out, because she still hasn't got her Rite of the Phoenix yet. Yeah, now I'm just baiting because she's being super annoying. And I stepped back off on that one just in case she got a burst of power. But I did lose True Strike in doing so. So got to be careful there. And then with 30 seconds, she's going to get Rite of the Phoenix, but she doesn't gain any regeneration. She was stuck at 1%, of course, so I threw the L3. Anyway, so a Phoenix fight with big boost that ended up taking over 2 minutes and 30 seconds. He's got a smaller one, but still very cool champ. One of my favorites also, and especially because I run Captain America in war often, having that skill synergy for automatically shrugging off debuffs is just absolutely huge. Okay, so this is a fight that I had never taken. But B. Manny in Battle Group 2 took this exact fight with his R5 Venom. He was using suicides. I was slightly worried about the damage output here because, again, as I said earlier, I am not running suicides at all. My build is, it's a pretty standard build. I have 1 point in Assassin, and then I do have 9 out of 9 greater strength because I have 0 points in the entire suicides tree, including glass cannon. So anyway, the strategy here is actually pretty simple with Venom. You want to try to avoid throwing L2s, actually, because that'll just convert all of your buffs into Fury buffs, and they're not really going to help that much. The best thing to do is just to recycle the L1s. He will consume the armor buff that Warlock has. Just get that off for, I think that the cooldown is 10 seconds. But just keep recycling the L2, or the L1, I'm sorry, and then you just want to bait out L2s. So, like, if he's at a bar of power or just beneath a bar, then finish a combo and just hold your block, let him hit into you, obviously. Don't worry about trying to intercept or anything like that, which you shouldn't be doing in this new map anyway, because you can really get effed. But yeah, and then just be smart about his L2. Don't rush in too soon. Just wait until that hammerhead gets slammed into the ground. And that's kind of it. It's a pretty redundant fight, but anyway. So that is the war. I think I ended up with 7 total fights, including the 2 that were missing. I did not die. We did end up losing. That shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that follows the game at the higher levels. KenOB is just an unbelievable alliance. So they laid the smackdown on us. But anyway, that is the video. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try to keep these posting every single war throughout the season. So leave a comment, like it if you want to, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things here.